We're revisiting 15 everyday life skills from the 1960s that once defined a generation, but now live only in memory, nostalgia, and maybe your garage. How did students and engineers do complex math before calculators? How did offices make copies before scanners and printers? What common wardrobe malfunction once required needlework and nail polish? Stay on. In the 1960s, people knew how to handle things because they had to. Skills weren't optional. They were everyday survival. But today, many of those practical talents are useless, obsolete, even forgotten. 1. Using a slide rule. With a pocket-sized analog computer called the slide rule, you lined up tiny numbers, adjusted scales, and prayed you didn't miss a decimal. Today, we use phones and apps. Back then, this was cutting edge. 2. Using carbon paper, layered sheets between forms, messy fingers, and no room for error. It ruled every office until Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V made it extinct. 3. Mending nylon stockings. A run in your nylons. Women patch them by hand, stitching or dabbing clear polish to stop the tear. Today, pantyhose are disposable, but back then, you fixed what you had. 4. Driving stick shift. With 3 on the tree 3 gears. On the steering column, you coordinated clutch, stick, and gas like a dance. Most drivers today wouldn't even recognize the setup. Coming up soon. What skill could save a ripped pair of pants, patch an elbow, or even create a whole new outfit from scratch? How did you watch home movies before remote controls? 5. Threading a projector. You threaded reels through sprockets, adjusted the lens, prayed the bulb didn't blow, and when that reel flickered on the wall, it was magic. 6. Sewing and hemming by hand. Most women and many men knew how to sew. You fixed clothes, hemmed pants, replaced buttons. Patterns from Woolworths weren't craft projects, they were daily necessities. Now, tailors do the fixing, and most clothes aren't worth repairing. Who did you call before Google, Siri, or 911? 7. Dialing the operator for help. The operator. You dialed 0 for help, connections, or emergencies. Always polite, always present. Today, it's AI. Then, it was someone who actually listened. Later in this episode, which household chore soaked your kitchen and froze your fingers, at least once a year? And what tool demanded perfection, with no undo button? 8. Defrosting the freezer by hand. There was no auto defrost button. You unplugged the fridge, laid out towels, chipped ice with a butter knife while hoping nothing melted too fast. Cold, wet, mandatory. 9. Using a typewriter without mistakes. The typewriter. One typo meant correction fluid, retyping, or starting over. It built patience and precision. 10. Darning socks. How did people keep socks going? Long after holes appeared, you placed a light bulb or darning egg inside the sock and stitched it closed, reinforced it, reused it, because money was tight and waste wasn't an option. What dirty, dangerous chore kept families warm and safe? (11) Cleaning soot from the chimney. You scrub soot from chimneys with rods and brushes. If you didn't, risk of fire. It wasn't glamorous, but it was critical. 12. Making change without a cash register. Cashiers didn't have screens. If your total was $6.42 and you paid with a 10, they'd count back 58 cents makes 7, 3 makes 10. Today's stores panic without Wi-Fi. In the 60s, your brain was the calculator. So many of these skills, sewing, calculating, threading, even talking to the operator, are gone now. Not needed, not taught. But they weren't just skills. They were signs of self-reliance, patience, and pride. You didn't need an app to solve a problem. You used your hands, your wits, and maybe a little help from a neighbor. Thanks for walking through time with us. This is Retro and Beyond, where the past isn't forgotten. It's remembered, one skill at a time. Which skill did you once know or still use today? Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and join us next time in Retro and Beyond.